Childbirth, a celebration of life for many expectant mothers. While this life-changing moment is a joyous occasion for most mothers, the experience may be equally traumatic for child mothers. In the last year, Gauteng maternity wards were home to nearly 1,000 mothers, some as young as 10 years. While these numbers are shocking to many, the Soul City Institute for Social Justice says this is not surprising.
For us as Soul City Institute, it is not a shock. We know this has been an ongoing problem. The numbers have been escalating, probably because of COVID-19, but this problem has been a standing problem. And because we don't even call it what it is, it's statutory rape when a 10-year-old is having sex. You know, when a 14-year-old is having sex, because the age of consent in South Africa is 16 years.
While the Institute agrees that irregular school attendance due to COVID-19 may have escalated the problem, Gauteng Education says it needs to do more to ramp up sex education in schools.
All the pregnant children, they are given an opportunity to go, probably give birth and then come back. And when one is pregnant, is not expelled at school. One will be supported and guided up until they feel that they cannot come to school anymore. Then they will stop. But when they after giving birth, then they are welcome back in the schooling community. So numbers are quite alarming, we must say. That's why MEC has already indicated that probably we need to increase budget on some of these activities. Put more effort in education, and also look at the curriculum. But you know that that is not in our purview. Anything which has to do with curriculum, it should be the National Basic Education that will be responsible for that. But because he sits in different forums where they engage with all MECs and the minister, he said, he strongly believes that we need to look at the curriculum, make sure that probably we improve in the classroom on how learners are made aware of such dangers, in life of teenage pregnancy and all these other ailments.
As schools look for different ways to educate young minds on the dangers of early sexual activity, legal experts say while the age of consent is clear for children under the age of 12 years, the law is somewhat murky on consent between children.
Consensual sex is allowed between children where one is below 16 and the other one is above 16. So we talk about people below 18 and where the one child is above 16. Now here's a sort of proviso, provided that the age difference between the one is not more than 2 years. So a 17-year-old can have consensual sex with a 15-year-old. So that happens, we know that happens. So that in itself is not considered a crime. But here, and we were talking about those stats earlier, where some of the children are as young as 10. Now, here's where it gets very concerning. It's illegal. And I'm quoting here from the Act and also from certain court cases, it's illegal to have sex with a child under the age of 12 because it is considered that child does not have the ability to consent. So it's not consensual sex. You can't have consensual sex with a child under the age of 12, quite simply because a child cannot give consent.
However, lawyers say the law is clear on the responsibility of parents, guardians, medical staff and educators. Those who become aware of the pregnancy of a non-consenting minor have the responsibility to report the crime. Mahlako Komane, SABC News, Johannesburg.